Today is Sunday, April 19th, right? And we are with Striper from Edmonton, Canada. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hello. What's up?
Hey, how was the weather up there when you left?
Oh, there was snow on the ground.
Seriously? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tell me, I'm sure you guys are hockey fans.
We are, yeah.
They just did the draft yesterday, right? And you guys got
won.
first pick. I know. And
We can be first in something, and apparently it's a lottery. Yeah.
I guess you guys have been around since about 2007.
Yeah.
And you have 3 albums, correct? And I understand that you have already toured Europe.
Many times.
Many times. Wow. And this is your first time here in the U.S., though.
Sure is.
So, like, we have been missing you. Why wait so long?
Well, it's like impossible to get a visa. Well, it isn't impossible. It's just work. And compared to going to Europe, it's like 100% more work because in Europe you can just go and play. There's no extra visas or anything. You just go through customs. It's no big deal. But here it was like you have to have all your paperwork and everything sorted out before you go. So it just took us a while to get that figured out. Yeah.
Isn't that something? I guess after 9/11, everything went down the tubes. Yep. Your musical roots. Tell me, I'm going to go to each person. Who did you used to listen to when you were growing up, and who influenced you?
I really listened to my name's Tim Brown, guitar. I listened to a lot of like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Metallica, Megadeth. I probably listened to those the most when I was growing up and first learning guitar, stuff like that. So there you go.
I'm Dan, and I'm the singer. And I listened to like a lot of classic rock when I was young, and then sort of transitioned into classic metal, 80s thrash and stuff like that. So lots of bands, like he said, Metallica, Megadeth. Some buddy of mine introduced me to a bunch of sort of old school thrash bands, like Artillery, for example, who we're playing with tonight. And so that's some of my influences.
I'm Trent. I play guitar. I think I can speak for all of us on the Metallica, the Iron Maidens, the obvious ones. We've all got a pretty diverse taste too. I mean, some of these guys are listening to gangster rap on the way down here, which is kind of funny.
Traitor.
From the record.
But you know, they have the Iron Maidens, the Metallicas. I listened to a lot of prog music recently too. Some Dream Theater, some Transatlantic, a little bit more obscure stuff. Now I'm getting slapped.
Hey, we're in Florida. Mosquitoes. They're big down here too.
I'm Adam. I play drums, and I guess looking way back to the very first metal band, it may have sadly been Cradle of Filth, but then my brother's in the band, and I think he showed me Judas Priest like maybe 2 years after that, and I saw Free Will Burning, the music video, and I just got really stoked on that, and then was a changed man ever since. So strange beginnings, but we all have those.
I'm William. I play the bass guitar in this band. I listened to all sorts of music growing up, from R&B, hip hop, and all sorts of stuff. But metal stuff that I listened to that really got me influenced was Judas Priest, Painkiller, Loudness, and in a band from Germany called Primal Fear. They showed me what I love and live for today. So huge influences. Yeah.
How would you characterize your music? I mean, if you were to classify it.
It's a funny story because we were trying to try and understand this ourselves actually earlier. So our idea is to over a beer, trying to really get it centered in like what we would call ourselves. And what did we come up with here?
Powercore. it's like power metal, but it's not as like power metal sort of morphed into like really sort of like flower metal, I guess you would call it.
What the heck is flower metal?
It's like really like poppy metal, keyboardy metal and stuff. And like it used to be power metal was sort of more like just like really intense heavy metal. And so we figured we'll just rename power metal Powercore. It's like power metal with more of an edge to it.
Am I allowed to use the flower word? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You're not the flower. Okay. Just clarifying that.
I don't want to like name any bands, but I don't know. Like there's a lot of like really cheesy power metal bands that are sort of what I would describe as flower metal. It's just like pretty poppy shit. So it's like, but yeah, like, yeah,
like Sonata Arctica, but it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just like it's the general idea of maybe like lyrical content or like maybe something very emotional. We listen to a lot of like that kind of music. Like, don't get me wrong, but to just like to put ourselves into such like a very old like genre like traditional heavy metal, I think that really escapes who we are and what we are, and it doesn't bring in like the amount of stuff we want to deliver to people. I think people might get the wrong idea if we just subcategorize ourselves like that. So the idea is to recreate the genre and make something of our own.
Okay, so you're kind of a hybrid.
Yeah, a lot of people have a hard time describing our sound, and like in a lot of our reviews and stuff, people have a hard time. They say, okay, they sound a little bit like this, a little bit like this, but then they also sound like this, and so we're just maybe just gonna make up our own genre. We decided that today though, so I don't know. We'll see if that sticks.
I was gonna ask you. I love your videos. They are so cute. They tell little stories, lots of humor there. And I was hoping you weren't going to use your instruments as weapons today, like City of Gold.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, flying cymbals and guitars and all that kind of thing. Speaking of equipment. You see, I actually do play music myself. I wanted to hear what kind of rigs you guys are using, what kind of equipment you like to use, effects, pedals, and stuff like that. We could talk about that.
Yeah, sure. I have Jackson Warrior guitar, USA WR1, and I also have Edwards Kiko Lorerio. I can't pronounce his name. Loreiro, I think it is. Yeah, he's new Megadeth guy. Yeah, I think it's Loreiro. I don't know. Anyways, I have those two guitars on tour with me, and then both Trent and I, our other guitar player, have the EVH 5153 head. And then we both have a carbon copy delay pedal, and bam, that's our rig. That's it. Yeah.
For guitars, I'm playing a Carvin US, but I'm planning on getting a Jackson US right away. I'm in love with those guitars. I can't wait to get my hands on
Once our
one.
sponsorship comes through, then we'll.
It's always nice to have drums.
Back home, I play Pearl. I love Pearl. Sapien cymbals, DW pedals, DW 9000s all the way. And I just got a nice, beautiful new Jimmy DeGrasso signature snare. It's like this gold, brass, loud, beautiful drum.
Someone looks pretty proud here.
I got it on Kijiji for cheap, so it's badass.
I play drums myself.
Oh, nice.
That's why. As far as music, did you guys like start playing in high school, or how did you guys get into this whole scene? And Edmonton, actually Canada, there's a lot of good bands coming out of there. It seems hockey and rock.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
Isn't that?
There's nothing else to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
In the winter time, you just hole yourself up in the basement and you just play, right?
Yeah, it's too cold to go outside. You'll die.
Is this your first time? I was going to drive. Yeah, you have to put snow tires on and all that, and those chains. Is this your first time like going across country, the U.S.?
First time across the U.S. We've been across Canada before, though.
I can't say what do you think of it. You've been only seeing really just the road and probably the nightclubs. So have you had any chance to do any sightseeing?
Well, yesterday these two guys went to Disneyland, and the rest of us went to Clearwater Beach. So that was pretty awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's where we got these sunburns.
I noticed you do look a little pink there. That's good. Yeah, it's pretty hot here right now. So I guess in the summertime there, it stays daylight a long time, doesn't it?
It gets hot, too. In the summer, it'll be like, I don't know your Fahrenheit, but really hot. But really hot.
Yeah, that's right, because you have centigrade, Celsius.
Yeah. So,
metric system up there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I say it's kind of like a hybrid up there for system. Like our heights and everything is in feet, but we drive in kilometers. I don't know. Yeah. I can't explain that.
Oh, I know. I've been to Europe. I've been to Vancouver too. So, albums. You have 3 albums out. New one in the works, or what's going on with this stuff?
Yeah. As soon as we get back from this tour, I think we're gonna start on our writing process, and then hopefully, depending on how things go, another album out by the fall sometime. We just gotta figure out some logistics and stuff like that, like timing wise and with the label and everything. But yeah, hopefully this fall.
What is your writing process? Do you all just kind of work together, or does someone do the melody, the lyrics? How do you guys write your music?
For most of the music in the past, it's been mostly myself doing the bulk of the writing. Usually what I'll do is write the song and get the idea out first, and then as a band we sort of mold it into what it ends up being. Like everybody performs in a different way than like I would, so that kind of makes our sound what it is.
Do you create the songs on acoustic instruments first, or do you do straight to electric guitar or whatever?
Never ever acoustics. No.
Well, excuse me. Too flowery. Ooh, okay, sorry. Cross the line there.
Steel strings. No. No, I just don't have one, so that's all it is, really.
No, because a lot of people do. They do the melody on acoustic. It's portable. Remember, you could sit there and. On the beach, and well, that's right. You don't have the beach there. That's right. We down here. We sit on the beach and we. Yeah. And then we do the acoustic thing, and then we translate it or whatever. So you guys are going to Europe next, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's when you go into Europe, and where are you going exactly?
What is the dates? Late July. Yeah. We're doing Headbangers Open Air Festival in Germany again, which we played a couple years ago and was really awesome. And Rockfest and Lithuania. That'll be super cool. I hear Lithuanians are strong.
Something in Belgium. Another fest in Belgium.
Cannot remember the name for the life of me right now.
It looks pretty sweet. It's going to be awesome.
The audiences over there, how do they compare to, let's say, Canada or the U.S.?
Oh, they're really awesome over there. I mean, there's great fans everywhere you go. There's just more of them in Europe. I think it's maybe because of the population density, but heavy metal's sort of lived through all the phases there and stayed sort of a strong genre there, whereas like in the States it kind of had the grunge, and it's been kind of up and down, but it's sort of kept its popularity in Europe. So
I think since the 70s it's been consistently the same. You're right, they haven't had all the little tips, other than like a little bit of techno here and there coming in, but what can I say? So how many songs are you guys going to play tonight, or what's the deal for tonight?
A 40-minute set, I think, tonight, and we're doing how many songs is that?
All the good ones.
Of course. Aren't they all good? Okay, and let's see, you were in Orlando yesterday, and where are you going next?
North Carolina
next. What would you like people in the U.S. to know about you guys, or what kind of message would you like to get out?
Come see us. Come to our shows. Rock out.
Yeah, I think we want to be a band that's known for putting on a good live show. So you can't see it if you don't come out to the show. So, yeah.
Live is always better.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe some people, I'm guilty of this myself, of being lazy, and just like a band will come through and I like them and I'm just like, I don't go, and then I regret it and I'm just like, shit, I should have done that. I just needed like that extra push. So, if you can manage it.
What is a band that you always wanted to see and haven't had a chance?
I'm not sure.
Rammstein. I'd love Rammstein played our hometown only once ever, and we were on tour, and it was so heartbreaking for me because they're one of my favorite bands, and they have like a sick live show with pyro, and they're one of my favorite bands actually. And then that was a heartbreak for me, but it's still on the list. It's gonna happen one day.
Tons of bands. I've seen most of them that I want to see.
Do you travel to go see them too, or do you wait for them to come to Edmonton?
A little bit of both. I mean, I've seen a lot of bands like at other shows. I've played with a bunch of other bands, so it's really cool. I mean, there's so much music out there. Like when I was young, I always wanted to see like the Metallica, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and then I got to see them. And then there's all these other bands that I enjoy, but it's not like that huge love that I would have for those big bands. And then I get to go play a show with them, or meet them or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, that's really cool, You play a show with a band like Artillery, for example,
So playing with Artillery is kind of like wow, we've always looked up to you guys, and here we are. We're with you. So this is a big deal.
Yeah, well, that's music that I've been listening to at home for like years, right? So it's like, oh wow, cool, we're on tour with them now.